Gizelle, we
Woo!
are so honored to have you on the podcast today. I mean, you are such an icon in the podcast space with Reasonably Shady. So this feels right, and I'm excited to get into it because this season of Potomac is so dramatic, and it just keeps getting even crazier and crazier.
Crazier and crazy. And I tried to tell everybody, like before the season started, like this season is nuts, but in a good way.
Oh, it's fun to watch. I could not imagine it being that fun to film and live through because you guys used to be able to have fun dinners. No one makes it to the end of a dinner anymore.
Well, I do because I don't leave without my dessert. So I always make it through.
That is true. People can be throwing martinis, but Gizelle is gonna finish her dessert. That is for certain.
Well, I kind of love you talking about dinners and finishing your desserts because 2023 kind of kicked off with a lot of Bravo accounts saying that you're getting a little romantic and having a little dessert with Winter House star Jason.
What is going on, Gizelle?
We're just right to it. We're just jumping in.
We're jumping in.
Dessert for breakfast.
Jason and I are friends, and we're just having fun.
Okay. Well, it's funny because he did our live show at City Winery and he said he did yours and he only sung your praises and was saying that you and Robin were so much fun. So when I saw that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, like it kind of made sense because we asked him who is your favorite Bravo celebrity you've ever met, your best Bravo celebrity encounter, and right off the bat he was like Gizelle Bryant. I went to her show; she was amazing. So, just what are your general thoughts about Jason? Is there a vibe?
Okay, obviously I've trained him well since he said I was the first. I was like the best and the greatest. No, he's an awesome guy. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about him at all. Anytime we're together, we just have a ball. So, I'm all about the fun, and he brings the fun.
And I feel like that's what you need. You need like a fun young guy, just kind of like kick off the year, enjoy yourself. Because I also mean, all of Bravo loved watching Ashley and Luke have some fun. I'm mad that you guys didn't overlap to double date, but I loved watching Ashley like let loose a little bit with Luke.
Yes, and that might be where Jason came from, that situation. But yeah, I mean, I just have nothing bad to say. He's great.
Well, I hate that Luke and Ashley are over because it would have been so fun to see the four of you double date on the show, have some Summer House, Winter House, Housewives crossover.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think are Ashley and Luke like done. Okay, so this is what I'm.
You tell us.
I don't know. I might try to make that happen so that the four of us can go out just for you guys.
Thank you, Gizelle.
Would you make it a table for 6 so me and Evan can come?
But then the cameras can't come, so we have to figure it out.
Okay, we can do two. We can do a cameras and no cameras. We can make it work.
I honestly would love to see you on Winter House just because me watching, I'm like, I don't know how they live in the, like, there's filth everywhere. There's no rooms. And I mean, I relate to you so much when you're on a trip. I want my bed. I want my bathroom. So you would have a time there.
Oh, no. I wouldn't. If I was even around, I'd be like, okay, I need my own quarters in a whole nother town. Okay. And then I'll come and say hi. And then y'all know where to find me at night if you want to find me. Okay.
I feel like you could get the Winter House crew so together. Like that Virgo energy would just like really do them a lot of good.
Yes, I think so. And it's kind of funny because Jason is a Virgo too. So yeah, I told him, I was like, I probably am going to hate you tomorrow because it's 2 Virgos. It's just like,
it's a lot.
So you and Jason, sorry to keep going back to Jason, but you're just friends at the moment. Could it ever develop into something more? Because you look beautiful together.
One day at a time, guys. One day at a time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, okay. So on the show on Potomac, you said the characteristics you're looking for in a man. It's easy. You're not asking for a lot. He's got to make me laugh and he's got to have a big D. Does Jason at least make you laugh?
I said that Jason makes me laugh.
Okay.
And good news, I will say this, and we will get off of his D. Is that he's met my kids and they think he's great.
Okay, if you're getting the cosign from Angel, Adore, and Grace, you must be a good guy. By the way, Gizelle, I love your daughter so much. And if anything, you should just be so proud that you raised like three incredible girls. I don't even know them, but I just love them so much from what I've seen on the show. They're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they are, and right now, because they're like teenagers and, you know, they have these major personalities, they're so much fun. Like, we get together and we just have a ball.
And I mean, that's also kind of my favorite. Whenever I'm watching, I'm like, if there is another spinoff to come from Potomac, I need it to be Gizelle and her family and her kids just putting her through like, all right, who are you dating? It's an interview process. Mom, we're taking you to do this. Cause I love that the only people I feel that can kind of like go head to head with you are your kids. And it's like the funniest thing of all time.
Yes, no, they give me a hard time. They say they give me a hard time because they love me. I don't, it hasn't like made sense, but I'm going with it.
It's that tough love. It's that tough love, you know?
Yes.
But so like you said, you still want Ashley and Luke to kind of reconcile, hopefully. But do you think do you feel like Ashley, because she said on Watch What Happens that it's just a lot going on with Michael and everything right now. Do you think she might need a little pause on everything to get all the signed, sealed, delivered?
For sure. And I mean, this is a girl that has been divorced, and you don't want to like ruffle feathers or upset the other party until the money is inked. Okay.
Right.
So yes, I think it's totally, it totally makes sense that, you know, Ashley just needs to like figure that out right now. And then, you know, later when all that's inked up, she can like live her best life. Maybe with
yeah, they'll find their way back to each other. At least I'm hoping. But okay, so as Ashley's friend, do you think that Michael, you know, other than the kind of like money part of it, is he preventing Ashley from living her best single girl life at all? Like, is it just about settling the divorce? Do you think there's like a jealousy thing going on? Like, what is it?
I don't know. I mean, I do know that they have a long history together. They've been together for a while. I can't see either one of them just totally wanting to like wipe their hands clean and walk away. You know, I think there's going to be some back and forth, like maybe we should stay together. Maybe we should try to work it out. No, we shouldn't stay together. I think there's going to be a little bit of back and forth before it's finally all said and done. And you know what? And I told her, like, if you decide one day you want to stay with Michael, go ahead. Like, this is your life. You got to live it. You got to be happy.
Yeah. And I feel like it is a hard time too, because since they were on the show together and everything like that, and it like, because we're watching also, like, I don't know if you keep up with Miami, but like Lisa and Lenny having.
Wait a minute, do I keep up with Miami?
Do you?
Is like, listen, because you know, Alexia and Marisol and I went to, you know, girls trip. We did girls trip. So we have a group text. It's Portia, Marisol, Alexia, and me. And right before the holidays, I started watching it, and I was like into the group text, like, Portia, you gotta watch. It's so good. And I mean, I hate that it's like to the demise of Lisa's marriage. You know what I mean? I hate that. But guess what? That Lenny needs to go. Okay, goodbye.
Right. So, like, it was a blessing in disguise, honestly, kind of having the like cameras to magnify everything. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, confirmation that like this was not a good dude for you, Lisa, and you were on to bigger and better things.
Yes. And I do want to say I'm so pleasantly surprised by Larsa Pippen this season. Like, Larsa, you are dropping the tea with honey. Like, you are doing the doggone thing with like 0 F's about it. Like, I love the way that she is just, I feel like she's coming to her own and she's herself. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yes, because I feel like a lot of like, because I feel she's out of all the Miami ladies, we've heard so much about Larsa for decades now.
Yeah.
You kind of go in being like, all right, what's this gonna be? And she starts off so like monotone and quiet, but then you're like, wait, what did she just say? And she's yelling, and she see people making out. She's kind of like, she knows. I feel she would be an amazing like honorary green-eyed bandit for how shady she can get.
I'll take her. She, you know, I never really pay attention to her because she was like, oh, that's just Kim Kardashian's friend. That's just that girl over there. But no, Larsa, you are holding your own, honey, and we will take her honorary anytime.
Her reads are so effortless. It's like like Danny said, like she speaks like in such a monotone way, which I love. But then like you realize, oh my God, she totally just eviscerated this girl, and you didn't even like realize it. It's amazing. Wait, you mentioned the group text with Portia and Marisol and Alexia. Candace obviously is not in the group text these days. Gizelle, how are things with Candy Girl?
Okay, she would never be in that group text. Because I might not be the only person in that text that has a problem with her. But moving on, no, Candace and I are where we need to be, which is I know who she is, I see who she is, and I wish her the best. I wish her and her husband the best. It's unfortunate, but I never felt like Candace is a fun girl. Like, you can go out with her, you can have fun, you can kiki, but then like to have like a real hardcore relationship with her and for you to expect that she's going to be an adult, like have adult conversations. I've just never gotten that from her.
Looking back on the dance studio moment, do you wish you approached that whole Chris situation differently, knowing that it would eventually result in the kind of like demise of your friendship?
I approached that situation. I thought about that. I approached it there. I chose all my words carefully. I didn't add any like extra drama and hot sauce and tea to it, which I know how to do very well. And I didn't do that because we were friends. Now we're no longer friends, so I can get to the tea and the nitty gritty of it all. And and that's what the reunion is for. Okay.
Are you excited for this reunion? Because I feel like after the reunion you're watching all and you're seeing she loves to tweet, so you're seeing all the tweets coming in, the energy coming in. How are you feeling getting ready for the reunion?
I'm good because I know my truth and I know how I feel about things, and that's what I will speak on. And there's things that I haven't said that to protect Candace's feelings because we were friends. So yeah, I can say whatever I want now and feel good about it.
So what you're saying is that there was some missing context during the dance studio conversation that you planned to reveal at the reunion.
Well, I'm okay. This is not a dun moment. However, I very much respected and wanted to protect the sanctity of our friendship at the dance studio. Based on how she has reacted on social media and how she has like played this all the way out, and she's the victim and oh my God, I no longer feel that way. So I will not hold back.
I feel this reunion, no one's going to be holding back because I'm like, oh, everybody is fighting with like, there's a lot of friendships that are kind of, people are at their breaking point where it's like, Cherise and Karen, Karen and Robin, Mia and Jacqueline. I'm like,
yes, good stuff.
It's everywhere.
Well, the Jacqueline and Mia of it all kind of took all of us by surprise. We were like, what the hell is going on here? So I'm actually looking forward to them kind of hashing that out and getting to a better place at the reunion, hopefully.
Because I know
that's possible.
Yeah.
Is it possible? No, but we're gonna try. Giselle's gonna try.
Because that's the thing. I feel like all of you got off that plane and you're like, what just?
Yeah.
Did we watch a horror film? Like, what went on here?
Listen, because they sat across the aisles from each other. So they're screaming at each other, over the aisles. And I'm like, okay, there's no cameras here. And I like to act dignified in the first place. Okay. And this is not dignified. So y'all have to pipe it down or just wait and let me get a camera. One or two.
So when you guys finally landed in Mexico, things like obviously hit ahead during Ashley's little birthday celebration. Yeah. And Mia quoted the forever iconic NeNe Leakes, "Close your legs to married men." And I swear to God, like, I don't know if it was the editing in that moment, but they pan to Jacqueline's face and it looked like she died inside when Mia said that. What was your reaction? It just seems like there was a lot more to it than a simple quote from NeNe Leakes.
Well, when Mia said that, I was actually like, okay, NeNe, in my mind. I was like, yes, NeNe just showed up in Mexico. Like, I was kind of excited. And then Jacqueline paused and immediately went to, I've never slept with your husband. So I was like,
like, hold up. Like,
I wasn't expecting that because that says to me, you're being defensive and you're trying to get out in front of what we might be thinking. But that wasn't the married man I was thinking about. I was actually in my mind thinking, oh, okay, Jacqueline gets down with married men, having nothing to do with Gordon. But as soon as Jacqueline brought up Gordon, I was like, oh, no, girl, stop talking. Like, yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but after all the like talk of like threesomes and Gordon and Mia bringing in
cars,
and it really wouldn't have surprised me. Like, whatever, who cares? It's like,
do you, boo? Do you?
Yeah.
Her name isn't on the marriage certificate. She can head out. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they do have a very close, strange relationship, and whatever works for them is cool. And me, like, trying to get to the bottom of it and trying to figure it all out. I was just being messy. Y'all know me. I'm just being messy.
You're asking the questions we all want to know, so we appreciate that. Yes,
Gizelle, sometimes I watch the show and I feel like you missed your calling as a journalist.
My mom called me yesterday and she was like, because she was catching up, so she just saw the episode of after the Reasonably Shady live show, and then when I was talking to Jacqueline and Mia and I was trying to like get to the bottom of it, my mother was like, "Do you want to be a lawyer? What is wrong with you? Stop harassing people."
No, keep harassing people. It makes for incredible TV, Gizelle. Are you also sort of like harassing people and getting in people's business on Ultimate Girls Trip? I feel like you probably are.
Oh my God. I was living my best life, getting into everyone's business. And I'm so like a little borderline terrified as to like how this is all going to, like what the scenes are going to look like and how this is all going to play out. Because between me and Portia, we were just a hot mess in a great way.
Well, that's why I think we all were so excited because Portia was a really last minute add-on on the casting. And when we all saw that, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And obviously you're in the group chat with her and the Miami ladies. Yeah. Candace clearly not, but that's no surprise. Is there anybody else from the cast that you're like, oh, I never want to text again, I never want to see again, anything like that?
I've actually, because Salt Lake just happened, and you know the Salt Lake girls were with us, Heather and Whitney. I've been texting a little bit with Whitney because of the whole black eye, the black eye of it all. So the black eye came up in Thailand, and that's all I was saying about it. But how it's been rolled out on Salt Lake has been that's what Whitney told me when we were in Thailand. Like that's what happened. And I didn't believe her. You know what I mean? I thought they really got to the bottom of the black eye and they didn't. So,
no,
you know, Whitney and I have been like talking about that.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so now watching Salt Lake and having your experience in Thailand with both women, do you feel like you are Team Whitney?
Oh, I felt like it in Thailand. Yeah.
Oh,
for sure. Yes.
Okay. And okay, so we did. So I think the last person, Leah from Thailand. Did you vibe with Leah McSweeney at all, or because her and Candace seem really close? So I don't know how that goes into play with you and her.
Yeah, I did. I understand Leah. You know, Leah doesn't, and this is per her admission, she doesn't do well in group settings at all. But that's what the trip is. Yeah. So I get that. You know, when she and I together, like 1-on-1 or 2-on-1. She's fine. She really just can't handle the group stuff.
That's hard because girls trip is in the title, so that would.
Yeah, like you know what you signed up for, girl. Like, come on.
Yeah, you knew before you came and got on that 22-hour flight, honey.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait. So how did you and Candace like go from the depths of depravity in the dance studio to agreeing to going on halfway across the globe together? Were you at least like in a good place when Potomac wrapped?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We definitely were. Now that went all to hell in Thailand, but we definitely were. And we even were supposed to fly together. Now, once we got to the airport, we realized we were on two different airlines because something had happened with our tickets or whatever. And she and I both were like really upset about it. We were like, both like, oh my God, we're not going to be together. Cause you know, that's a long way to travel. You want a friend with you. So yeah, then we got to Thailand and all hell broke loose. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
you guys made sure you were on separate flights on the way back, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know where she was on the way back, you know.
You didn't care.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Candace described the 10 days in Thailand with you as just complete unadulterated hell. How would you describe it, Gizelle?
Listen, she was in hell because she was lying the whole time. I was enjoying my best life, honey. I had a ball.
Lying?
I mean, she was fibbing. What do you call it? She wasn't answering no
The
questions.
nose was growing.
Yes, yes. I literally told everyone, I think I told Andy, like, best Bravo trip I've ever taken. Wow. So much fun. Like a ball.
Better than
and I mean, because
Mexico.
you're in the group chat with the fun people too. So I'm like, if you're with Portia, Alexia, and Marisol, it's hard not to have a fun time.
True. Very true. Yes, way better than Mexico.
Yeah. Well, okay. Speaking of Mexico, this Karen and Cherise fight was absolutely bonkers. And then at the end of the episode, Gizelle, you're like, what did Cherise do? Did she sleep with one of Karen's boyfriends? Gizelle, explain yourself. We got to talk about this. Are you talking about Blue Eyes? Are there other men? Like what? Actually, Gizelle, let's just start here. What do you think of all the hearsay about Karen stepping out on Ray? Do you believe it? Do you know? Do you have evidence?
Okay, and I hate not to answer questions.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna say that we gotta let the season play out because this is integral to the rest of the season.
So it's not like Heather's black eye. We'll get more. Okay.
Yes.
We'll get answers.
The bottom of that.
Okay.
But it very much was the Cherise Karen fight of it all. It was very much like, WTF, this don't make no sense. This is Karen again. Remember when Karen said that I wish death on Ray? It was very much like that. It was like, oh, you came to my mother's funeral and then you tried to use that to get back on the show. Cherise actually is an OG. Okay. I don't think Cherise needs to go to her funeral to be back with the people that she's actually friends with.
I mean, there you have it. I mean, Karen called her a has-been leprechaun looking for coins, looking for friendship, looking for a lot of things. How would you describe Cherise today? As you said, she is an OG, and I, for one, was happy to see her back in the mix. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Gizelle?
No, absolutely loved it. I love when Cherise is around. I feel like she brings a sense of like stability. Like she brings kind of like a calming factor to the craziness. And I appreciate that. I really, really do.
I love that. And I love too that she like is I feel she's one of the few people that can really like her and Robin have the ability to get Karen a little what's happening? What's gonna happen at this dinner? It can't just be a dinner where I talk about my candles. Like she gets a little bit on edge, which is fun to watch. But it is interesting too, because Ashley's saying also that Karen and Robin are kind of like having a moment off cam and like currently what your face is saying at all. What's happening?
Yeah, what do you know? Gizelle, tell us.
Okay, so the last day of Mexico. So I don't know if y'all have seen like for like additional episodes. No. Okay, so the last day of Mexico, it is the Karen Robin showdown, hoedown. Okay, it is like what the hell, and it didn't help that I kept passing out shots of tequila. It didn't help. Like,
Gizelle.
I know. But and to this day, they're still not right. Like it was ugly. It was horrible. It might have something to do with Juan. You didn't hear it from me, but it was not good.
Well, okay, so we do have that moment in some of the teasers where Ashley and Karen are talking, and Karen's like, Juan's got a girl who looks like me, and Ashley's like, looks like you. Like, you mean like blonde hair? So clearly Karen is out here making accusations that Juan has a side chick that apparently is a Karen doppelganger. Is there any validity to this?
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, absolutely not.
Okay.
And absolutely not that looks like Karen. Okay. But I'm saying, no shade to shade. Okay.
Okay. I don't see Karen as Juan's type.
No. Neither does Juan.
Yeah. Oh.
And it does seem like because everyone always like has made jokes about Robin and Juan, their marriage and everything like that, which is sometimes it's in good fun. Sometimes Karen seems this season to really be going in on them to a point where it's sort of like, you're good. Like you're nice. You're just like, okay, when it happened, like you're obviously going at your own pace. You have kids involved, everything like that. You have this prenup, but Karen seems to be really pressed about their their fake ring, marriage, everything like that.
Yeah, and I don't even understand that. Like, why? Like, just concentrate on the your institution that might be crumbling. Just concentrate on that, okay? And like, leave Robin and Juan alone. That's
I
what
feel
I
like she's probably just sort of trying to possibly deflect away from all these like blue eyes stepping out on Ray rumors. Like maybe that's why she's so pressed about Robin. I don't know.
I don't know. I think she's bored and has nothing else to say. But we're in Mexico. It will be hashed out.
Okay. When it's funny you say she's bored because she's going all around with the Karen Huger experience.
Well, was that her experience or was that Matt's? Like, who put that together? Because clearly you just showed up, Karen, and you were the host. You were the host of the night. It was not your show, just a host, girl.
I love that she did an outfit change, and I was like, but what was no one saw the first outfit.
I was so like, at first I was like mad that I was there because like this is a bunch of nothing. But then I was so happy I was there because I was like, this is funny as shit. This is hilarious because nothing is going on. Karen's changing her wigs and her outfits every 5 seconds. For what?
It was so funny seeing her experience your reasonably shady live show, and she was taking notes about what to do and what not to do, and then her show went the way it did. So what was it like for you watching her watch you and then experiencing what you experienced?
I expect nothing less from Karen. Like, I knew her show was whatever Matt told her to get up there and do. And I knew that it was like whatever he put together. Like what Robin and I put together, like Robin and I put a show together and we have a podcast. So we have things to talk about, you know, we have a run of show, we have all of that. So it was actually kind of sad because like, Karen, you can't do what Robin and I do. You just can't do it. But I'm happy to support her in whatever she tries.
So like, in your opinion then, who is really copying who? Because it seems like that is up for debate, you know, in this group of women, inspiration is everywhere.
Yes. She can't copy what me and Robin do because she's not that person. She's not equipped. So, but, you know, I would never copy what she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we do have to say, because City Winery even told us, they were like, oh, Reasonably Shady was here last month, and they were so nice. The crowd was wild. So people are loving Reasonably Shady shows. And do you guys have more fun stuff planned in 2023?
Of course. Absolutely, of course. And, you know, we're taking our show on the road. We're very excited about it. We do love to sit with people, and they've listened to all of our shows, and they're able to, like, ask questions about it. Like, it's nice to, like, engage with the fans.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I feel like the Robin and Gizelle fans are particularly passionate about you two. I feel like there's so much debate about whether Cherise or Karen is the Grand Dom of Potomac. I feel like you and Robin are like the co-Grand Doms. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you ever feel like that?
You know, I don't need a title. So, you know, I'm just like Gizelle in my lane, whatever lane that is. But I do think that, you know, it speaks to kind of like the core, you know, like Cherise was there from the beginning. Cherise is very much Potomac outside of the show. She's just a Potomac girl. And yet y'all have to remember that Cherise was married to the coach of the Wizards, which is our basketball team. So Cherise was like socialite, like on steroids. So she's, you know, very much that girl. And, you know, one day I got mad at Karen and I gave her a title. I called her a Grand Dom, and she's just hasn't let it go.
She never will.
So, oh my God. So I guess it's kind of like your fault that she is.
Should you trademark that?
I should have.
Yeah. You should be getting a cut of La Dom too, because that, you know, that's like a all in the Grand Dom family.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I do though have come to appreciate how she like loves to like own it and the craziness behind it. Like I do find it humorous.
I love that.
Yeah. Now, Gizelle, I think we have to wrap up, but before we go, I just want to know if you could bring back one OG full time, give her a champagne glass, who would it be?
An OG?
Yeah.
Without That would either be like Cherise or Katie. You know, we did see Katie earlier in the season. I would love Cherise to come back. I mean, I've said that a million times. I've said it to the production company. Yeah, I would love for Cherise to have a champagne glass if it's okay with her. Because you know what that means. They've got, you know, they're all in your business.
They're in your champagne room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Right.
the
But
champagne room.
Sure. I'm all down for Cherise.
Oh, I hope she is down because I love her on the show and you guys have a fun night. And she brings, like you said, she brings a great energy to it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
but I mean, nobody
Gizelle,
beats your energy.
Thank you for bringing so much great energy to this interview. It was so amazing catching up, and Danny and I can't wait to see the rest of the season play out and see what you do with Reasonably Shady. I want to come to a live show.
I would love that.
Definitely. Next time out, if we're ever in New York, we definitely want you guys to come. And the rest of the season is crazy. So hold on to your seatbelts.
Okay, we will be. I'm buckled in.